Every Tuesday and every Thursday. Y'all tap in.
Is this thing on? Can you hear me?
Roy
Is anybody
Anthony
out
Show
there?
is the spot to be, baby.
Hey, tune in. It's the hottest show, homie, on the West Coast. The Roy Anthony Show. It's the hottest show, homie, on the West Coast. The Roy Anthony Show. It's the hottest show, homie, on the West Coast. The Roy Anthony Show. And it's featuring the homie Big Hank.
And Christina.
It's the hottest show, homie, on the West Coast. The Roy Anthony Show. It's the hottest show, homie, on the West Coast. The Roy Anthony Show. It's the hottest show, homie, on the West Coast. The Roy Anthony Show. And it's featuring the co-host Big Hank.
And Christina.
It's the hottest show, homie, on the West Coast. Everybody tune in, you dig it? It's funny as hell, my dude. It's when we can kick it.
Every Tuesday.
Everything is going
Every
down.
Thursday.
They about to do the most. It ain't a confrontation, it's a conversation, homie. Yo, on the weekends, the Roy Anthony
Every
Show. It's
Tuesday.
during the week, homie. The Roy
Every
Anthony
Thursday.
Show. What you listening to? The Roy Anthony Show. Come on and get a
Tap
call
in.
before we gotta
Tap
talk.
in.
What you listening to? The Roy Anthony
Every
Show. Come on
Tuesday.
and kick it with us. The Roy Anthony
Every
Show.
Thursday.
It's going down, homeboy. The Roy Anthony Show. Co-host
Tap in.
Big Hank. We getting it. What you think? It's the hottest show, homie, on the West Coast. The Roy Anthony Show. It's the hottest show, homie, on the West Coast. The Roy Anthony Show. It's the hottest show, homie, on the West Coast. The Roy Anthony Show. And it's featuring the homie Big Hank.
And Christina.
It's the hottest show, homie, on the West Coast. The Roy Anthony Show. It's the hottest show, homie, on the West Coast. The Roy Anthony Show. It's the hottest show, homie, on the West Coast. The Roy Anthony Show. And it's featuring the co-host Big Hank.
Christina Carter.
What it do? What it do? What it do? I was looking at, I got little pieces of lint on my hat. How you doing? Once again, this is comedian Roy Anthony. Welcome to the Roy Anthony Show. My co-stars, Miss Christina Carter, she's in the background. She's getting her daughter enrolled in college. Let's see if she wants to come on. I seen her with her mask. Are you coming in? If you want to come in, she's coming in right now. This is Miss Uniqueness, right? Did you hear that title?
I did.
And you see all your pictures on there. And so everybody, Christina is at the college getting her daughter enrolled in school. And so they going through all the things. How's things going there?
Well, they're actually in here doing a tour right now. And she's really excited. She's trying to be a neonatal nurse.
Okay.
So she's excited.
What's the name of the college that you're at?
She said Concord.
Concord. Okay. Yeah. So I know you're gonna be busy in and out, so I'll let you take yourself out. You know, did you come in as one of the producers? You come in as the guest?
I came in as the guest.
Oh, so I gotta take you out, huh?
Yo. So you could put me in the back and I'll just pay attention, you know, what's going on.
Okay, whatever how you want to do. You want to go on the back now or you staying in for a minute?
I can go in the back now, just give you a thumbs up if I can pop back in.
Okay, just give me some type of gesture. I see you in the back.
Okay.
All right. That's all right. That's one of our co-hosts, Christina Carter, CEO to Richie Shelley King. Some guy be coming up here with I don't know what that means. He's always coming in with an FVOR.NGO. I don't know what that means. You know what I'm saying? So our other co-host, Big Hank, will be coming in, usually with him being the head deacon at his church. he is sometimes a little bit late. You know, you got to do that work for the Lord first, then you start working with me as the heathen that I am, right? Um, we want to first give a shout out also to our platform, which is the Woe Entertainment. It was a platform created by Richie King, aka Redneck Pimp, who is a U.S. veteran, along with our co-creator Goose and our associate producer, one of the coldest at the game, Blue Phoenix, and these are all veterans. And Woe Entertainment was created to bring awareness that a lot of our veterans come back from fighting wars and tyrannies in other countries to make sure it doesn't invade to our shores, to then sometimes face the same scenarios that they went out there and was putting their life on the line, to where now a lot of our veterans commit suicide. And we want, our show was based upon where, we have conversations. Like with my show, we talk on subjects. Sometimes we speak up on subjects that other people is scared to talk about. So we help them open up by, conversing on the same things that you see, I see, and the whole public see. Just like what we seen January the 6th. And so if people try to say those were Black Lives Matter people, no, not with Confederate flags and noose hanging and stuff like that. No, no, that wasn't us. That wasn't even the rednecks. Redneck Pimper explained to me that that would have been them neither. Not the rednecks or the poor, poverty-stricken whites and stuff that wouldn't have been them. We've probably been barbecuing, doing donuts with them trucks and stuff, but they weren't going to do that. These people that rushed up in there was people who felt like they was privileged. They had business owners and everything. And then there's so much lies. The Bible tells us that, I always use the Bible, even though the heathen that I am, that's the only thing I can line myself up with is the basic instructions before leaving earth. Yes, we do sometimes say a cuss word. Sometimes we do talk upon things that you wouldn't probably see from your basic Christians, because I don't consider myself a religious person. I'm very spiritual. So I align myself or try to be with the word and don't care what the other people, because if God is for you, who can be against you? Now, sometimes people want to go down their nose and look at you of how you conducting yourself. Hey, that's what our subject today is you catch a liar, you catch a thief. We have some people who was faking as the electors and then accused other people of stealing. And the devil's biggest trick is to make it seem like he doesn't exist. So I'm gonna talk upon these standards. I'm a free American. I could be swayed sometimes to Republican. I could be swayed to Democrat. I'm not a person who rides with the crowd. A lot of people think that all blacks supposed to be Democrats. It's amazing to me because Abraham Lincoln was a Republican. So I think it's just deal with politics. Somebody told me that Republicans is based to believe that God should be involved. That Democrats is into a social nature, like, that God is not involved with what they do. But Republican standards is that they believe that God should be part of politics. But the way things has been acting, with me, I'm a free American. I'm not a Republican. I'm not a Democrat. I don't talk to a person and say, "Where are you, a Democrat?" I don't get into that. I get into knowing who you are and you taking care of your family or whatever business, or you taking care of your responsibilities, and there it is. I'm not into asking you what political preference do you have. As a civil designer, if I made a lot of monies with Republicans in office. That's why I was really impressed with our president, Joe Biden, who signed this infrastructure bill, because it falls up into the field that I am. Some people saying that, man, people Photoshop, and we call it propaganda. We don't even recognize a lot of propaganda nowadays. Smear campaigns. You got to understand what the setup is. Some people is being conned right before their eyes because of their own personal belief about another group of society. I was talking to the head producer one day. Me and him was talking, and we was agreeing, and some of his constituents was agreeing that the media be fabricating. But then on the other hand, there was some of his constituents that had an outlook about blacks. So I asked, are there blacks in their neighborhoods? And he said, no, they get it from the news. Now, see, if you're going to believe that the news is fake, then you got to believe that it's fake on all things. You can't pick out what you agree with the media when it becomes about someone else, but then say, hey, I agree with them about this person. Then you meet, say, you meet another black, and then thinking that, oh yeah, he followed under just what I said. Don't you know that it takes you to do a complete census? You have to do at least 10 people. You ask them the same question. You don't quit, and then you'll find out. Not one person, not two. You go with the smallest amount was 10 people and do a survey on that. That means get to know 10 blacks. A lot of white neighbors is finding out, and they like Roy Anthony because the thing is that they see, without the media speaking for me, my producer said, you're sure right, media wants us to be their way. See, they control us by division. Sometimes we need to do like our own UN within our neighborhoods. Don't let the media tell you and you keeping up with the news. They tackle everything from the north, east, west, and south. That's why they call it the news. Me and Richie King said, we're going to bridge the gap. I come up from the hoods, and just like your basic stories that you see, he came up in his way, and then the people he deals with and everything. So we start coming on common ground. Sometimes we bumped heads on subjects. Don't let me mention Colin Kaepernick. It amazes me because sometimes they attack that man's character, but they're not understanding that if you saying you got love for me, he is bringing attention about a certain subject. It wasn't just him. See, some people fight that he's such this and that because some people want to hide the scenarios. It used to be a time when Richard Pryor back in the early 70s was talking about police brutality. Y'all will be laughing, but not knowing that it's real. You see, Rodney King almost 25 years ago. First thing some people made excuses, it was like, oh, they're just resisting arrest. How can you resist arrest and you walking down the street? Have anybody ever been one to walk and you mind your business and somebody just accuse you of something, grab you? I was reading a story that there's this guy, it was a young black dude who's just recently, he's 23, 24 years old. And there was a warrant for another guy who had the same name, but the white guy's name was Neil, who he was white in his 40s. The police arrested this guy, the young black dude, because of his name fit a warrant. Didn't check the middle name, didn't check the pictures. They kept him in jail for 7 days before they go to court. And the public defender said, hey, this is not the guy. It took him 7 days. You're supposed to have fingerprints that's supposed to be matched and everything. Now, if they did that with one isolated story, just think of how many that don't have a voice to talk about it and falsely accused. We hear this, falsely arrested, falsely. Our producer where he has curly hair, look like he might have a jerry curl that need a little activator. He gets stopped. And then when they hear a voice and say, "Oh, my bad," we thought you was a black dude with a jerry curl that needed activator. He said, "Yep." He said, "It happened to me. Super people can't breathe." It ain't even reading. It's a picture. Compare the pictures. Who did they have the warrant? The description. A middle-aged white guy, but you arrest a 20-some-year-old black guy because of the same name, and admit that that's a mistake. But you know what? In our county, our city should get tired of our taxes got to be paid out to innocent victims when stuff needs to be done correctly. That's why I think that all police officers should at least have to have at least an associate's arts degree, and one of their main classes has to deal with humanity. When do you not follow the law, or do you know the law? I've quoted, "What you stop me for?" And he's trying to figure out from his partner. Making up something. Oh, this was an 87257. What is that? I got the book right here. What's the 8257? I don't even see that category. Don't do that. Don't make up something because I've seen guys, police officers who've had relationship problems, and they get up and I used to say that they have to be high to want to eat up all them type of donuts them many times in the mornings and stuff, and you get cranky and stuff. You probably have a sugar rush. You ain't be able to excel that with having with your wife and stuff. And next thing you know, you are not de-escalating, you are escalating a situation. You know, and like dude said, here's the test. That's why I said survey. We need to do 10 of them. He said, here's the test. Go to 3 police, ask them the same questions, you'll get a different answer. How can you control law if you don't know the law yourself? Lawyer. That's why they call him a lawyer, because he is mastering law. And he has to go to school basically for almost 8 years and 2 years of studying to cross the bars. That's 12 years of knowing the law. But we give some people 3 to 4 months of police training to uphold the law, to uphold the same law. Oh, you remember to stop me because I got a little string of my badge hanging from my rearview mirror, and you telling me that this little string is obstructing my view over this big old windshield and stuff. Oh, you know that one. But when you find that, okay, what else? So you run my thing and so whatever and say, okay, I asked them, what is that number they just said? Oh, I'm gonna have to. What you mean you had to look it up? What are you out here doing? Some people take their jobs professional. I'm not saying all police. People think, no, I don't speak against police. I speak just like if I was at a job and someone's slacking. I don't like when lives is taken over materials. And it goes both ways, a criminal or anybody. It should not ever be taken because of materials, because a material can be replaced. A life cannot. I dated a girl. She wouldn't kill no insects or spiders. I just find a spider in the house and I'm going to combat. And she would like pick it up and put it outside. And she said you cannot replace that life. We can't fix a spider. That's why I keep my house clean. You don't want no roaches. Because I'm going to go maniac on them. But they say don't kill nothing you can't fix. You can't replace. Yes, we need police. They just got to do better. Our judicial system got to do, it goes from the judges all the way down. Prosecutors got to be able to stand up to the police. You know this ain't right. I ought to penalize you for bringing this in. You are totally wrong. Stand up. A lot of people think that I don't really trust the government, period. I've had to get a lawyer for civil cases here as a citizen, and them and the judge and the people talking, I don't know what the world they're saying. Whatever they're saying, I'm hoping that it leans to my favor. When they get to talking about it, well, the corporate say it's fair and therefore blah 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 blah. And I'm looking at it like, what's going on? Then they're like, hey, you thought, yeah, you good to go. Like, what? I don't know what was said. But I'm glad it leaned to my favor. Just like if I say here, I got we got a whole Senate of lawyers. We hear the chit chatting and going, but we don't know what they talking about. What's going on? Miss Uniqueness wants to coming back in. I seen we have one of our constituents in the back, Mr. William Rodriguez Morrison, who's running for mayor of Los Angeles. He's in the back room. Just keep it 100. I don't care if you're black, white, Latino, Asian. I don't care if you're a Democrat, Republican. I don't care if you're a Lutheran, Catholic. For real. One Lord, one faith, one baptism. That's me. I don't care if none of that. God doesn't read us by our thoughts. He reads us by our heart. Now, people lie to me. I don't tend to trust them. How can you lean to a particular person if you don't trust them? You can't clean up, well, they meant to say this and they meant to do that. You can't do that. You have to be honest. I think the Senate needs to be ran by general public people. People who works hard and let the city, and that's what we need to do, is be like, change it up and then let the lawyers write up the stuff that we're trying to say in the general public. Some people are in tax brackets that I didn't know there was so many people who was making over $150,000 and stuff. So they was getting so much of a stimulus package. I didn't know nothing about that. Thought that if you're making that amount of money, what you concerned with? That's why I didn't understand why, I look at someone who's a leader, that they don't listen just to any person. They listen to their better conscience and stuff and put themselves in a position of, what if I did shut this country down? How would it affect the common Joe and this and that? Everybody we listen to got property and managements. They got other people living at their property. So they didn't mind shutting down a country because they didn't affect them. They traveling overseas, kicking it with this and that. You and I trying to survive. Now they done shut everything down. I didn't trust none of them. But Dr. Fucci. Shoot, everybody was in a panic. Oh, and you know what? Before I go any farther, I want to mention that I'm gonna be on the show tonight with the Woe Entertainment. They're doing a special showing about um, Alex Baldwin. it's, that's crazy right there, and some other situations. But we're also on the 28th. That's January the 28th. We're having a very big show about. Matter of fact, I'm being a guest there. I'm co-hosting with Redneck. It's a football round table. Yes, and I'm gonna advertise. I'm letting know everybody come tune in on February the 28th. It's gonna be 7 p.m. That's in the Central Standard Time because everyone knows that I'm always in the West Coast. I'm in the Midwest. Uh, my mother stays in the Midwest, and so I'll always like being around her, even though we got a Sanford and Son relationship. Stuff, man, wouldn't replace it for nobody in the world. I see our co-host is in, Big Hank. I'm gonna bring him on in. What's up with you, Big Hank?
What's going on, Roy Anthony? How you doing, bro?
Oh man, I'm doing great, man.
I
You
see.
know,
I
see
see
you,
you. I see you
huh?
looking. I see you set up in the palace up in there, man. I see you up in the palace.
Oh man, well, you know, when that's how my, when I come here to Kansas City with my mother's house, right?
Yeah,
And so
yeah,
you know me, I be living like a heathen.
yeah,
I'm on that 24/7 grind. I'm just teasing everybody and stuff. I'm grateful, right?
yeah.
Um, Big Hank, you in front of the church?
I'm right here at the church, man. Just sent pastor it off, and
Yeah,
so I had to make sure, I sent him off right, and then I said I got to get on the show, man. So I plugged right on in, man.
yeah. Because I'm asking you that because today's show is catch a liar, catch a thief,
Catch a lie,
and
catch a thief.
and
Yeah,
and then the part is dash fake electors, and they try to accuse other people of stealing.
that part. Yeah,
Now,
yeah,
see, now I wanted to wait for. Now we got William Rodriguez Morrison in the background. I don't know what's going on with him. As soon as he comes in, let me bring him in and see if this is him right quick before we astound on it. Mr. Morrison, are you there? Oh, okay. I don't know what's going on with him. When I see him, he's there. His mic is open, but I don't see no visual of him. I was
yeah.
trying to give him the benefit of the doubt to see if he could hear us. Can you hear me, Mr. Morrison? I don't think you can hear anybody when that little circle's going around. Somebody's like, "How you think?" And I don't know what these people writes there or whatever. You see these comments on the side, right? I don't be knowing what none of this is. I'm not gonna put it on there because it could be some demons or whatever. But I was just announcing that on the 28th of this month, January 28th at 7 p.m., which I was telling you about it yesterday, Big Hank, because you was headed to the NFL. You know a lot about that. They was
Little bit.
having a roundtable talk on the football,
Yeah,
and now I'm gonna say this. I am not no Chiefs fan, and everybody knows that. I am not a
right,
Chiefs fan, but
right.
that was the best playoff
Yeah,
game I ever seen in my
yes,
life
yes,
between him and Buffalo.
yes. Josh Allen and Patrick Mahomes put on a
Man,
show, man. They put
did
on a
they?
show, bro.
I was like, okay, Josh Allen, when Josh Allen threw the one touchdown,
Yeah.
and oh, so okay, William Morrison said he's getting his car serviced at the dealership, so that's probably why he can't get in
Yeah.
his vigil. But he's coming in. William Morrison is running for mayor of Los Angeles. I think he'd be a good candidate. People need to, listen to his views. He is a Republican, and everybody knows I don't vouch, lean to Republican or Democrat. I know him personally, and I know that he's a grand leader. So
Yeah.
whichever way, because we got Democrats all there, and I ain't seen no improvement in Los Angeles.
Yeah.
We need some type of change and
Hmm.
stuff. But I was really proud of that, Big Hank. When I
Yeah.
saw Josh Allen, where that receiver shook that man so hard that he fell
Woo!
to the ground.
Huh? Yeah,
When
had
I
him on skates. Had him on skates, man.
Yeah, when I seen,
Yeah.
I didn't even see that happen when when the initial they paying attention to the quarterback, and I
Right.
see him zing like that. I'm like, who in the world is he throwing to like that in the middle of it? and the receiver's wide open. I said,
Wide open.
ooh.
Wide open.
I went just like this. Oh, they just took it from Kansas City.
Yeah.
13 seconds left and
Come on, man. It's over. It's a done deal.
But you know where I felt that Buffalo messed up at?
They should have squib kicked.
That's what I said. Why didn't you just kick?
I don't understand. I don't understand that one, man. They roll the ball all the way on the ground, all the way to dude. Gonna break up, gonna be 4-5 seconds go off the clock. You know what I mean?
Exactly. Give
Easy.
a smooth kick and it goes in the middle and roll down and stuff, right? But I didn't see.
I think they coaches, I think the Buffalo coaches kind of felt like me and you felt. Oh, we took it from them. They took it from. We got them. I think they felt like that. They was a little overconfident and fucked around and forgot who they was fucking with. Yeah, and Mahomes brought it back to their ass, man. Yeah.
Miss Unique's been back in. She's been back and forth going through getting her baby enrolled at college at Concord.
Right. Yeah. I see she got them Kansas City braids in her hair though. I see she got them Kansas City braids.
Even though she down there in Clarksville, Mississippi.
Yeah. What's happening, Miss Uniqueness? How you doing?
I'm blessed. How y'all doing?
I'm doing good. Doing good.
Hey, we had the new intro today. So before we leave, I'm gonna bring that new intro in. It runs. I let it run the whole entirety, 2 minutes 50 seconds.
Yeah, the intro.
Look, on that game, Mahomes showed me some 13 seconds.
Wow.
I didn't hear him rushing nobody. He was up there like, okay, let's do this.
So did, man.
And then I heard that in overtime, Andy Reid told him to throw it to Kelsey in the middle of the field.
Yeah.
Him and Kelsey said, man, because if he don't throw that ball exactly right going on the right, it goes out of bounds. Now you got to waste the play.
Yeah.
They said, man, forget what Andy talked about.
That's what he did say. I seen him when he waved his hand at him too. I seen him.
Yeah. Now somebody said they gotta face Joe Burrows.
Joe Burrows ain't ready. Joe Burrows ain't ready for Kansas City. Joe Burrows got sacked 9 times last week.
Man, but man, that's the thing, man. He still and get back up.
Yeah, and that's good. And that's good. But if you get sacked 9 times by a good team, shit, you won't be. They ain't finna let you come back.
But what gets me is that Joe Burrow had a broken ACL last year.
Yeah, so
and he ain't near about.
No, and look, and don't get me wrong. I like Joe Burrow and I like Jamar Chase. That boy Chase he got over there, number 1.
Oh yeah.
Super bad.
Then they win the championship together at LSU.
Yeah, sure did. Yes, sir.
So they got a chemistry out this world. We need some probably marriages and boyfriend-girlfriend relationship besides there is.
Yeah, because they know each other. They know each other for real, man. Yes, sir.
That's good. Now, I want to get on to a part of our subject. I want y'all to get in before we went to this other subject, right? Mm-hmm. Into the main subject. I'm gonna bring this screen in, and it tripped me out, bro.
Yeah.
I'm gonna show this. I didn't want to show I'm just gonna show the words that was said. Let me bring this in. I don't know if anybody can see these words. Can you see that?
Yeah, I made it bigger on my screen.
Yeah. Now, why I brought this up is like, look, this is what happened. On December the 14th, 2020, a group of New Mexico Republican electors sought to enter the roundhouse in Santa Fe to certify Donald Trump as the winner of the 2020 presidential election. Right. They were denied entrance, and I kept seeing this, right?
Yeah.
And to be real with you, there were 6 states. Fake certificates were created by Trump allies in Georgia, Arizona, Michigan, Pennsylvania, Wisconsin, Nevada, and New Mexico, who sought to replace valid presidential electors from their state.
Mm-hmm.
Now, do we think, how is a proper elector how is a proper elector put together? Do you
What you mean?
know?
What you mean a
Like
proper?
how is the college electors, like when they do the electoral votes,
Right, right.
how do they obtain that? Who are the ones who gets to do that?
Man, shit, you going too deep, man. Well, shit, I don't
Oh,
know.
I
I
know.
ain't
I
know.
was just
You know?
okay.
Do
Huh?
you know? Do you
Yeah,
know? Okay,
yeah.
how do they
Big
do it, bro?
Big Hank tells me with the language and stuff, and there's certain things I dug up. Right, electors is like there's so many city commissioners and judges and
Yeah,
prosecuting attorneys. Right.
right,
So what they do is they accumulate the votes from each district, like our city commissioners. Right.
right.
They collect the votes for, okay, and so this election, that's why they be won so many Republicans or Democrats for a particular city, because you're gonna get most of those electoral votes.
Right.
That makes sense, right?
Yeah.
Which is elected officials and stuff. Matter of fact, I wanted to, um, if anybody want to ask, I'm gonna look up what is electoral vote. Now, I want to make sure we did. When people cast their vote, this I want to read this out. Matter of fact, let me add it to the screen so people won't think that I'm faking, because I'm getting to a point. You know that, right? I'm getting
Hmm.
to a point because we want to make sure we're on the same page. Am I correct?
Correct.
Okay. Okay. Now, everybody, I put in. Let me put this in the screen for us. Let me share this with you. I'm gonna add this up to you. Everybody can see that. I hope you might have to improve your screen. This is what, when people cast their vote, they're actually voting for a group of people called electors. The
Hmm.
number of electors each state gets is equal to its total number of senators and representatives in Congress. A total of 538 electors form the electoral college. Each elector casts one vote following the general election.
Hmm.
Now, you seen this, right? You read
Yeah.
this. Now, what happens is now everybody's seen that it's by the what they say, the Senate, people in the Senate and everything. Now, why I'm getting to that, if you ain't in the Senate, okay, Big Hank, you and I don't want Eric Garcetti to be the mayor of California.
Hmm.
New thing. So we got city electors, right?
Right. Right.
You and I said, forget all the process that that's created. We're gonna make up our own list of ballots, call it real elector votes. You with me?
Yeah.
We're gonna give them these and not give them the real
And
ones.
and not give them the real ones. Yeah. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah. Some slick
Now,
shit.
the con is this, BK. This is where the con gets get good, man. It was like a mystery. First, we're gonna propagate with fake
Ooh.
propaganda. I said propagate.
Got you. Propagate. Go on,
Yeah,
propagate, man. Get your propagate
yeah.
on,
You
dude.
feel me?
Go on,
This
get it
fake
on.
propaganda, like 5, 6, like 2014, 2015, just start putting up some propaganda
Yeah.
that they are trying to steal the vote from you.
Right.
They tried to put that ploy in 2016 when our former president Donald Trump didn't think he was going to win against Hillary Clinton.
Right.
He was gone over to another country to go kick and play golf, and he get a call. They said, "Man, you won." What? I did.
Yeah. Yeah. I was just bullshitting. I wasn't even really trying to run. I run for
Exactly.
real. Yeah.
He got everybody's vote when he said, "I'm gonna build a wall."
Yeah.
But I ain't knocking in his success and all that, because some people who makes a little bit more money know the difference in the tax breaks and all that.
Mm-hmm.
I see you, Keith Massey. Keith Massey down in Dallas said he called me ASAP. It must be definitely after the show. He has sent me a text that call me ASAP in Dallas.
Right now, nigga, call me right now, nigga.
Yeah, exactly. And stuff. He might have some information, but there's a way of doing that.
Nigga, matter of fact, I got one of them papers that say the fake vote on it. Nigga, I got one. I had one.
Exactly. So I'm trying to understand that, because I thought our democracy supposed to be even. Steve, we all train for the 100-yard dash.
Mm-hmm.
It's not fair for you to be able to shoot up a steroid that's going to make you stronger, because then you consider cheating. If we don't run at the same type of diet supplements that we're all supposed to use, the fruits and vegetables and everything, you taking a shot, it gives you a stand up that calls you cheating, right?
Right.
You're giving your body an extra boost.
Extra advantage, an advantage, yeah.
Oh, that's the word, Big Hank. So if they're changing all the voting in Texas, in Georgia, then you got these people who had you got 7 states. So somebody said, oh, it's all of us. They can't find us. It's a lie. Oh, you don't say 7 states is lying? Do you think, what if you and I was the only ones against 7 states? Who they gonna believe?
They ain't gonna believe us.
Barely believe. Half my neighborhood don't believe me, let alone 7 states.
Yeah.
The police had to keep them from bomb rushing in. That's where it came to light, when the New Mexico police had to keep them in. Keep them from coming in.
Yeah.
They were about to beat up the ones who was holding the real electoral votes.
Yeah. Take their vote, take their paperwork and give them the other paperwork. We've got this. This is how we get out. It's called jacking. It's called jacking.
That's called jacking.
It's called jacking. Yeah. They started it. They created it, man.
They actually was going to bum rush the spot, beat these people up, a ploy.
And keep it moving. Yes, sir. And wasn't gonna tell us about it. They wasn't gonna say nothing. They were just gonna do it.
Their whole time. And I'm so glad that, you got to recognize who's on your team and who's not, who's smiling in your face and all that, because former President Trump don't need no Rudy Giuliani or whatever. That dude's a schemer of all schemers. New York needs to look back at their past while he served as the governor or whatever at that state, because he done did some foul stuff.
Yeah.
They disbarred him. These people thought that they was going to take over the United States with a ploy.
Mm-hmm. Yes, sir.
Now, I want America to know I'm not against the Republican Party. It's not because they don't speak for all you good people. It's these people try to put a stain. That's what we be saying about the media when you hear this. Blacks make up 13.5% of the U.S., but every time I look up on MSN or on news, they always showing one particular guy, a black guy. Make all our neighbors think that we're all heathens and all this stuff. Walking towards your car and you locking it. Man, I'm not thinking about you. You brought attention to yourself by locking the door. Why didn't you lock your door while you got to sit in there? Don't walk. You know what I'm saying? Like, I had a white lady get mad at me one time because she was walking by and I hit my lock and she looked at me and it's like, it said, how dare you? Like, yeah, you steal too.
Yeah, they do. Yeah, they steal.
But it's I never understood, like in Hollywood, when the blacks, we got to do a brazen robbery and all that. But the real heist that's calculated with blueprints and everything, it's Nicolas Cage and all that. you know,
Yeah.
gone in 60 seconds. They can steal 100 cars and stuff and get away. But man,
They don't knock it off.
yeah, because see, we got to understand what is a ploy. A ploy was like when that lady, Lori Loft, her and her husband cheated and stuff to get their child in with a football scholarship, and she don't even know how to play kickball and all that on a soccer football, and she don't even know to do that. But she on a scholarship with a GPA of 3.5, and she don't even have a 12th grade education.
Mm-hmm.
Now they thinking people feeling sorry because they lost $1 million in jury. Now I don't recognize that.
No.
I don't do none of that. I look at who's a liar. If you catch a liar, you catch a thief.
Catch a thief.
These people were slurping up people's funds. All them people going to jail. I thought they were gonna get what is it, the presidential release since they did that to Trump.
Pardon.
Yeah, a pardon. I knew the brother was gonna get one. If I was a judge, I'd be right in there. The judge should tell him you should know better.
Yeah, sir.
Ain't none of his family members asked for him. They ain't even said that's our cousin. They quiet. He might be from Little Rock, Arkansas, Split Toe, Mississippi. Nobody ain't claimed him. So we told him to don't be sit up here hanging with them folks because you talking about, well, they helped me with my company. Yeah, they led you right into he was up in the chamber and said, what do I do now? You go to jail. That's where you go.
Yeah.
And I don't blame them. And they should put on your thing. You got to be the dumbest black man in the history. You gonna rush the Capitol? And these people are good people, but they listen to that demon, and that demon took over and left them high and dry.
So let's go get him. Let's go get him. I'm gonna be right there with you. Let's go get him. Let's go.
Exactly. And all of them need to sue because you got something on your record now. Some of y'all done lost jobs. Some of them lost highly profile positions because of some stupid stuff. If I was you, I would get in line with those people, Dominions, who suing Sidney Powell and them for bringing this fake propaganda. I'm listening to y'all. I caught a case. I'm suing.
Yeah. Messing around with y'all. Around with y'all. Came out here on vacation, ended up on probation, fucking around with y'all, man. Messing around with y'all, man.
At one time, I was with some of my partners. We had left college and everything, right? We rolling, and one dude he didn't tell none of us that he done jumped on his sister's boyfriend. I mean, his sister's boyfriend, whatever, and then jumped up with us and stuff. So the police looking for him.
Yeah.
So when they pulled him up, right, they all had to go. Like, what? I'm sitting in there, and then they finally let us go because they thought we was all together, and the guy got jumped. You know how they feel it out. And I'm sitting in there, I'm mad them up, man. I had a date. Messing with you, man. I'm sitting in here and stuff. These people, their lives, they are scrutinized. Because the first thing, if you was to meet somebody, I met somebody, and they said that they just got out of jail because they was one of the people who rushed the Capitol, I'd be like, what did you think you was going to accomplish? And was it worth it?
Yeah.
Who you want to sue? I'll be suing. For real, these people had 7 states, Big Hank.
Yes, sir.
7 states in cahoots.
Yeah.
And it wasn't all the people. Okay, Redneck Pimp, you know Brendan Peters, one of our people, Brendan Peters. He's a Republican. He's a big Trump supporter.
Yeah.
Brendan Peters, I've seen him on here. He loves President Donald Trump, but he didn't agree with the January 6th situation.
That's a good thing.
I don't think him or Redneck Pimp or any of their constituents would agree with cheating to get ahead.
No. No,
I
I
want
don't
to.
think
I
so
want to
either.
beat you like Mahomes did. I want to beat you fair and square.
Yes, sir.
I don't want to think so because then I'm telling you, I'm your right leader. Forget everybody else. If you
Right.
set up these poems to cheat and all that, and it's kind of hard for me to think that nobody didn't know that 7 states.
Yeah.
Where he fought. What's that rapper who just got busted with drugs all across the United States? They said they were watching him, so they knew just that one individual trying to peddle some drugs across the United States. You don't think they understand a group of people in 7 different states?
Yeah.
And I'm not making those who are Republicans feel bad, whatever. They don't speak for you because y'all, it was just that these people didn't have the control like Brennan Peters and Redneck Pimp and his people that control that demon that was telling them to go bust into the Capitol and threaten to kill Nancy Pelosi and Mike Pence.
Yeah.
And Mike Pence crazy, man.
Yeah.
Them people tried to talk about killing you. Now you try to act like it didn't exist, man. Okay. Okay.
Those are our people. Those are our people. Those are our people.
You remember when, I kind of kept an eye on Mike Pence because in the inauguration, Mike Pence made a suggestion that all husbands and fathers that let their women go to that rally that was against Donald Trump should go to jail for 6 months. You remember he said that? Now all of a sudden, a whole group of people trying to find you with Confederate flags and the noose. They hunting you down, Mike Pence, like you was black.
And,
Mike,
Mike Pence didn't show up though. They couldn't find his
man, they was switching doors on him like on the Scooby Doo when they broke the one door.
That nigga was ducking. Move. Which way to go? Which way do I go? Which way do I go? Yeah, which way you go, motherfucker? I know which way you go.
One time the crowd was running by, they moved it to the second door down. The crowds was going through there. Man, do you know that man was in there?
Hell yeah. You were like, don't take me in Pelosi's office. Don't take me in Pelosi's office. They in there. Yeah, they in there. Shit. They was in there.
Mike Pence, they going shuffling through doors like Scooby Doo. They go through one door and the ghost go. They chase him through that door, and then he pop up at another door. He crossing over. Now you got the nerves to say, "Oh well, it really wasn't all that." Oh, okay,
Okay.
okay, man.
Okay.
You ain't gonna learn till you get busted right upside your head.
Yes, sir.
For real.
Yes, sir.
What gets me mad is that they coming deep on it because there's a story that just opened up about that Ivanka Trump was there with her dad and nobody could get him to call off the dogs, right? So they said you can, because it's a trip when Donald Trump Jr. said he called the other dude to talk to my dad. Like he ain't even talking to you. He gonna listen to Ivanka. So they calling this special committee is calling Ivanka because she was right there.
Yeah.
And so lately, I ain't never heard Donald Trump, former President Donald Trump, consider his kids as my children. He said the other day, Big Hank, oh my God, if I could say this straight face. He said, it's a shame this witch hunt. Now they're going after my children. My innocent babies. If you gonna mess with me, but not my babies.
Yeah, don't leave my babies out of it, man. Leave my children out of it.
They sit up there, man. Donald Trump Jr. just gave Governor Newsom's ex-wife a ring that it was like on Popeye. She took her hand out the pocket and the whole place was like a crystal. He said, right, These people are living lavishly. And I be trying to figure out how can, it gives the wrong expression, everyone. It gives the wrong impression that you can do, as long as you have the money, you can get away with anything. People lost their lives January the 6th. That is not nothing that's fake.
Yep.
Some people got trampled over. That is not fake. Everyone should be an accessory. If a body is laying down and you going over that body to go in there, forget all that intrusion of a government building. If you walked over that body, you should accessory to murder. You should be accessory. You and I would be. We seen a group of guys beat this dude guard down, and so we all going into the building. Every person who crossed that plane is going to attempt to murder.
Yeah.
And if you are found innocent of attempted murder, you done sat up there and sat in that jail for about a year and a half because your bail is too high. $1 million and stuff. But these people got oral. How you going to get an oral release that you don't went across the democracy of the U.S.? And then tried to paint it that they was people like our own and stuff, like it was they tried to push it on the rednecks. That's what they say. It was a low poverty, and they found out no, it wasn't. These were business owners, police, veterans, active military people. That's what really shocked me, when active military people.
I think they even caught a senator in there. One of the senators, somebody sent one of the senators in there or something. Yeah.
Oh, it's deep, man. When you got 7 states and you got all of this, somebody felt confident to do something.
Yeah.
I know eventually people gonna get tired of me talking about it. Eventually, especially when we're in our studio and we're doing it really bigger and stuff. I'm gonna have to start watching out for them 3 dots on my chest. They don't want that truth.
They're gonna be doing like this, man. Get that dot off. I said, man, there ain't no dots.
Yeah.
Shit. That's some motherfucking shit radar on your ass.
Man, won't they do it?
Yeah,
they got that satellite up in the air. Shoot, they can send out a beam and hit your whole thing out. Make your whole plot look like it's been like that for 10 years. You was just living there yesterday.
Yes, sir.
Man,
yes, sir.
While we're going, I want to show up the new I don't know if you saw the new opening, the new
intro.
I want to show that in with everybody because this time I added pictures on there and stuff, right? I had a lot of the staff and everything. And and so, man, we're going to be coming off here. We're going to be seeing everybody coming next, this coming Thursday. I'm going to be on this evening. You can come through the Row Entertainment. You can also see it through my Facebook page, YouTube page. I'm being a guest with the head of the Row Entertainment, Richie King, and their guests, and we're going to talk on a few little subjects, right? And then on the 28th of this, which is 7 p.m. Central Standard Time, which is 5 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, and 8 p.m. on the East Standard Time, we're going to have a round table about the football, and sometimes I feel like refs kind of controlled the scenario a lot. It was a lot of field goal kicking on these playoffs. You notice that?
Yeah.
The penalties discouraged a lot of stuff that I ain't never seen. Like they knew. I'm starting to think they didn't want my Raiders in because they gave us a lot of penalties at last quarter.
Yeah.
Anyway, I'm gonna play this. This is our new intro and outro, y'all. It was redone by Big Ski. Everybody look up Big Ski Entertainment. He's also the host. Yeah, Dusty Joe. They do Anything Goes podcast, and we all work together on the same thing. So I want to bring this up because we show that this is through the Wall Entertainment platform, which I'm proud to be part of. And so I want to bring this in
every Tuesday and every Thursday. Y'all tap in. Is this thing on? Can you hear me?
Roy
Is anybody
Anthony
out
Show
there?
is the spot to be, baby.
Hey, tune in. It's the hottest show, homie, on the West Coast. The Roy Anthony Show. It's the hottest show, homie, on the West Coast. The Roy Anthony Show. It's the hottest show, homie, on the West Coast. The Roy Anthony Show. And it's featuring the homie Big Hank.
And Christina
It's the hottest show, homie, on the West Coast. The Roy Anthony Show. It's the hottest show, homie, on the West Coast. The Roy Anthony Show. It's the hottest show, homie, on the West Coast. The Roy Anthony Show. And it's featuring the co-host Big Hank.
and Christina
It's the hottest show, homie, on the West Coast. Everybody tune in, you dig it? It's funny as hell, my dude. It's where we can kick it.
every Tuesday,
Everything is going
every
down.
Thursday.
They about to do the most. It ain't a confrontation, it's a conversation, homie. Yo, on the weekends, the Roy Anthony
Every
Show. It's through
Tuesday.
the week, homie. The Roy
Every
Anthony
Thursday.
Show. What you listening to? The Roy Anthony Show. Come on and get a
Tap
call
in.
before we gotta
Tap
talk.
in.
What you listening to? The Roy Anthony
Every
Show. Come on
Tuesday.
and kick it with us. The Roy Anthony
Every
Show.
Thursday.
It's going down, homeboy. The Roy Anthony Show. Co-host
Tap in.
Big Hank. We getting it. What you think? It's the hottest show, homie, on the West Coast. The Roy Anthony Show. It's the hottest show, homie, on the West Coast. The Roy Anthony Show. It's the hottest show, homie, on the West Coast. The Roy Anthony Show. And it's featuring the homie Big Hank.
And Christina
It's the hottest show, homie, on the West Coast. The Roy Anthony Show. It's the hottest show, homie, on the West Coast. The Roy Anthony Show. It's the hottest show, homie, on the West Coast. The Roy Anthony Show. And it's featuring the co-host Big Hank.
Christina Carter.
Yeah,
So I want to bring that up before we left out here, man.
that's hot.
So
I love
Hot.
it.
yeah, you like that, Christina?
I do.
She be wearing the different hairstyles and be making it flossy. When you had your hair, the blonde, the platinum blonde, your eye was
Ooh.
like,
Oh, oh.
I was like, you got the looks for the different. Like you could have had an extended 9mm, be like, yeah, you didn't know.
And with
Hey, y'all be blessed though, and God bless y'all. I'm gonna end this out. Big Hank, stay
God
blessed.
thank you.
Christina Carter, you stay blessed.
all right.
Too, man. Love you, Roy.
All right.
Love you, Christina.
Love you
Love you
too.
too, big homie. Love you
All
too,
right.
Unique. See y'all Thursday morning, man.
Third.
Okay.